Hey guys, it's Hans Hobbies, and today I have a review of the Tamiya Lunchbox Mini, or the SW-01 chassis. This is a four-wheel drive, 1/24th scale mini RC by Tamiya, and it is a pretty interesting car because it is a mini car, but it does use all the same 10th scale electronics and wheels. So there's a lot of mismatch and interesting stuff going on here. It's part of their Star Unit series, so it's technically like 10th scale stuff, but um more compact and I don't know. It's overall just pretty interesting. This isn't to be confused with the Lunchbox Junior, which is just a mini four-wheel drive little model car. All it does is go forward with a switch here, no other controls. The Lunchbox Junior does look a lot more accurate to the actual Lunchbox, but um, the Mini does a pretty decent job. I do wish it was a little bit closer, but obviously they couldn't directly copy that because of licensing issues. But overall, looking at the body, it does look pretty decent, and at a glance, it does look like a lunchbox, which is pretty fun. The only time you'll ever be able to kind of tell that something is off is when it's placed directly next to a lunchbox. And speaking of the lunchbox, let's go see how it looks next to that. So here we can see the lunchbox mini sitting next to the original 1/12 scale lunchbox, and makes the lunchbox look pretty huge. And you can kind of tell like straight away that there are some noticeable differences between the two. But back to the desk. So the major differences in the body is one, that it's Lexan instead of hard plastic, which honestly helps a lot because this is already pretty top heavy. The the face is different because these turn signals are vertical instead of being horizontal, and then the taillights are also vertical instead of being horizontal. I've just decided to place mine horizontal just to be a little bit more accurate to the original. And you can also see the rear bumper is completely missing, replaced with this exhaust pipe, dual exhaust kind of look, which is also the battery cover. And the rear of the van is actually flipped up like this to make room for the battery, which is a pretty cool and interesting look, I think. My main complaint with the body, though, is one, that it comes pre-painted. It becomes pre-painted in this yellow, which is nice if you don't want to paint or don't know how to paint. But if you were looking to customize the look of the van, you're gonna have to pick up a second body because this is already pre-painted. And it also means the windows are also painted, which means you have to use these windshield stickers. Another thing I'm not a fan of are just the number of curved stickers that this thing needs. These side pipe detail parts here, they are a separate plastic piece, but you have to put a silver sticker over it. So I would recommend just painting the piece silver instead of putting the stickers on. And same with the body. If you're painting it yourself, I would go ahead and just paint the bumper, because this whole bumper area is a sticker, and it's not the greatest decal there, and it also doesn't look very good. So this would, I think, look a lot better painted. Over here are also some more curved stickers that like to peel up, so that's pretty unfortunate. But let's open the body up, which is done by just spreading the body apart like this. There are two magnets here, so you don't have to put any body clips, but you can. There are body clip holes there, so you can if you want to. And looking at the truck here, the chassis, we have a center-mounted miniature motor, but everything else in here is 10th scale. So we have a 10th scale 2-in-1 ESC and receiver. This truck does not include a ESC, I believe. It's been a while since I've built it, so I don't quite remember, but I believe it doesn't come with an ESC. And I decided to go with this 2-in-1 unit, so I won't have to mount a receiver up here or somewhere else and and add more weight really high up to the truck. And it uses just a standard 10 scale servo, so servos should be pretty easy to find for it. But the downside of that is, again, it puts a lot of weight really high up for a truck that's pretty square in stance. The battery mounts back here for a rear weight bias, so we can pop those nice wheelies. The American version of the Lunchbox Mini does not include the AA battery cartridge that's supposed to go in here. So you have to figure out a battery solution that'll fit in here. I use this Venom 1300 Fly 2-cell LiPo battery pack. I believe it's meant for drones and stuff, but that's what fits in here. For reference, it's about the length of a average sized person's thumb. I don't have a ruler near me, so I can't give you a more accurate description than that. It has a nice wheelie bar back here that is non-adjustable, but it does help pop wheelies pretty well. The wheels are off of the Tamiya M chassis cars, and the tires are off of the TT-01 semi-truck race cars, I believe. It's got a little stubby little bumper here. The steering mechanism is actually pretty interesting. I'll actually turn it on and show you guys. So you can see as the car steers, the entire chassis kind of leans like a motorcycle. So that's a pretty interesting feature there, and it makes the truck look pretty comical when it's driving around. I also do have this center tie bar here to activate the 4-wheel steer function of this truck. So it can steer a lot sharper and also steer while it's popping wheelies. But I don't know if I built it wrong, but the 4-wheel steer feature does not seem to be working for me. You can kind of see here. The rear tires move a little bit, but not enough to actually do any steering. So that's something I'm going to have to figure out. One other interesting thing about the SW-01 car is it does not use any wheel nuts. It does use a hex, but it doesn't use any wheel nuts. It actually just screws to mount the wheels, which is different, but it does work, and it is still a hex mount, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find wheels that fit this truck. But yeah, you guys are probably wondering how this thing drives, so let me stop blabbing on for a second and let's see how it drives. So if you've driven a Tamiya GF-01, it kind of drives in a similar fashion. It does flip over pretty easily, both front and sideways. So you do have to be pretty careful while driving it. And the turning radius is actually pretty large for a mini car, so it makes it slightly difficult to drive in tight areas like this. But if you get the 4-wheel steer to work, I think that will definitely help that a lot. But it is still pretty enjoyable to drive. It's not very fast. It also flip over forwards at hard braking, so you got to be careful about that. But it is definitely a fun drive. It doesn't drive well, but it's not boring to drive. So I think it's definitely served its intended purpose there. So that was my quick little review of the Lunchbox Mini. I know it wasn't my usual review style with my nice testing and voiceover and all the nice shots and stuff, but I thought I should get a video out there quickly since I finally moved into my new house. And also, this was mostly to kind of give you guys an impression of what I thought about the truck and completely box stock form before I change stuff to it. I'm planning on getting rid of the 4-wheel drive and making it 2-wheel drive like a regular lunchbox. I think that'll make it more fun to drive for my application. And maybe change up the tires and the body and stuff. So you'll definitely see this truck again. I just wanted to get you guys get a little review out there for you guys on what I thought the truck was like um, before I made any changes. You don't really see any reviews of this thing um, out there, so it doesn't seem like it's a very popular model, which is understandable, but it is still enjoyable nonetheless. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed my video, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting down below, all that good YouTube shenanigans. And I will see you guys next time.